I will explain how to input a program in KV Studio. Before inputting a program, execute the configuration settings. In order to input a program, select this menu, then click here and select a key format. The default format is an input mode of KEYENCE KV Series. There are input modes for Mitsubishi Electric Corporation, OMRON, and other companies. This time, select Logix format as an input mode, and click OK. Right-click this area where the toolbar is displayed at the top of the screen, and select Edit symbol 2 inches and Edit symbol 3 inches. You can enter a contact here. Take the same step and select Suffix from the right-click menu, and a suffix is added to the instruction. Suffixes are letters to indicate a data type for the instruction. This is a default suffix. With the current setting, if a move instruction is entered, the instruction becomes move.a. The suffix .a was added as a default. Now, let's add a contact. KV Studio has several ways to insert contact. The first way is to input from the toolbar we just used. A contact can be selected here. Click to select. You can enter a variable name here. When you enter a part of variable name, candidates are displayed. Select the desired one and press the Enter key. You can see the entered contact here. This time, the variable was already registered. Please see the corresponding movie for the registration method for variables. We can input a coil the same way. Click here on the toolbar and select a variable. As you see, using the toolbar is one of the provided programming methods. The second method is the use of the instruction palette. To start, input a contact here. When you double-click the section to input a contact, the instruction palette opens. You can see a list of instructions. Detailed explanation of the instructions are provided here. This time, let's select the load instruction. You can enter a variable name here. On this instruction palette, entering a part of variable name displays the candidates. Click to select. Now, you've finished inputting a contact. In the same way, let's input a coil. You can also search an instruction here. When you search out, an instruction describing the out coil is displayed. Select and enter a variable. Another input method is to directly enter an instruction using the keyboard. Select a section to input a contact and directly enter an instruction from the keyboard. If you enter X here, a list of candidates for instructions starting with an X is displayed. This time, I will use a load instruction to input a contact. Select it and press the Enter key. You can enter a variable the same way. When you hit the Enter key, you have successfully input the contact. When you enter a part of instruction, candidates are displayed. Select one and press the Enter key. Now, enter a variable and press the Enter key. As you can see, KV Studio has several program input methods. You can choose any method to make a program. Next, let's talk about the method to change the operand of instruction. For example, let's say I want to change the target of this contact to a variable called button. The first method is to select the cell to change and double-click, opening the instruction palette. You can rewrite the variable and then click Overwrite. You can see the target variable changed. The second method is to press the Escape key on the keyboard while this cell is selected. When you do this, the input dialog opens. Delete the displayed variable of button and select a variable to overwrite. Pressing the Enter key changes the operand. You can change the operand by either pressing the Escape key or overwriting from the instruction palette. I just input a contact and a coil from this toolbar. Other instructions can also be input from here by clicking. For example, you can input an instruction such as rising edge and load pulse by clicking here. In the same way, you can input a set instruction, reset instruction, and timer instruction. Input a set instruction here. You can input instructions such as a pulse, set reset, timer, etc., as well as a contact and a coil. In addition, you can also input a startup mark or a falling mark halfway through the rung. You can also input an inverter instruction which inverts the contact information. In order to input an instruction related to the word, input a contact here. Now, I will input a move instruction, which will paste the copied variable. For this we will use the instruction palette, which we'll open by double-clicking this cell. Enter move in this search field and run a search, which will display the move instruction. While move is selected, enter a source, target variables, and select a suffix. I explain about the suffix in the separate movie. When you use a variable, select .a and click Overwrite. Now, the move instruction has been input. Then, I will input an instruction called increment, which counts up the variable values. In the same way, when you double-click this cell and executes a search, increment instruction is displayed. While it is selected, enter a variable to be counted up, and click Overwrite. Now, you've finished inputting an instruction. The instructions can also be input directly from the keyboard in the same way as the former instructions. Input one contact, a move, variable of transfer source, and variable of transfer destination. At this time, no suffix such as .a is attached after move. If a suffix was directly added from the keyboard, pressing the Enter key automatically add the default suffix displayed. Currently, the default suffix is a, automatically adding it to the instruction. It is also the same for increment instructions. When you enter in, candidates are displayed. Select one and press the Enter key. Now, select a variable to count up and press the Enter key. Let me explain how to draw a line. Currently, there is no line between this contact and the coil. When drawing a line, click here on the toolbar. This allows you to draw a line toward the right. You can also draw a line when the Alt key and the right arrow key on the keyboard are pressed together. When drawing a vertical line, click this icon on the toolbar which allows you to draw a vertical line. You can also draw a line when the Alt key and the down arrow key on the keyboard are pressed together. To delete a line already drawn, select the section where you want to delete. Keep pressing the Alt key and trace a line. This deletes a line that already exists. For the actions explained up to now, including drawing a horizontal line, a vertical line, and deleting a line, you can check the shortcut keys by moving a mouse over the icon. You can also draw or delete a line by using a shortcut key such as F9. In the previous explanation, I drew lines in order from here. Now, I'll explain how to draw a line by one operation. Press the Alt key and the Enter key on the keyboard while this cell is selected, allowing you to draw lines in one operation. When creating a program, there are often not enough rungs available to continue writing the program. In such a case, insert empty rungs. One way is to right-click the section to insert a rung and select this menu. With KV Studio, you can conduct the same operation with the shortcut key if it's provided. Today, let's click this menu. Now, one rung has been inserted. As you saw, a shortcut key of Ctrl+R is provided to add rungs. You can use this shortcut key as well. To delete a rung, use this menu or Shift+Delete. To insert a rung comment, we can right-click the section to insert a rung comment and click this menu. Another option is to use the shortcut key Ctrl+D as shown here. First, let's click this menu, which allows us to insert a rung comment. Enter a comment and press Ctrl+Enter key or click outside of the comment box. The entered text will be finalized as a comment. You can also use the shortcut Ctrl+D to add a comment. Next, I will explain about disabling a rung. As you continue making a program, you may want to check the program operation in halfway by transferring to the PLC. If you try to transfer the program in the current condition, you'll end up with a conversion error. You can jump to the section causing the error by double-clicking here. This error shows disconnection of the line because this cell is not connected. However, it does not mean you have to delete the program in this rung to transfer the project. You can select the program and select Rung Disable from the right-click menu. Another way is to use the shortcut Ctrl+9 as shown here. When disabled, the ladder program will be displayed in dotted lines. This indicates that the program is disabled. The disabled program is not transferred to the PLC. If you try to convert the program in the current condition, a conversion becomes available. If some part of the program is still causing an error, disable the corresponding section. Conversion will then succeed and transfer to the PLC. By selecting and right-clicking the disabled ladder program, you can renable the rung from the menu. You can also enable the rung with the shortcut Ctrl+Shift+W. When clicked, the dotted line changes to the solid line, showing the rung was enabled. Let's now move on to another useful function of KV Studio, RT Edit. In KV Studio, when you enter a part of a variable named KV Studio searches the string and displays a list of candidates of a variable. This function is called RT Edit. You can enter a variable by selecting and pressing the Enter key. As a target of the RT Edit search, you can select the variable comment or variable name. The variable comment is the letters in green shown here. When you enter a part of the variable comment, a list of variable candidates are displayed. You can enter a variable comment by pressing the Enter key. RT-Edit searches the variable names and the variable comment. Setting comments to variables reduces the man-hour for programming. Now, for robot info, structure type variables are input. For the variables of the structure type, input a period after the variable name, displaying the members as candidates. As a target of the RT-Edit search, you can select the device and device comment as well as variables. In the KV series, the PLC system information is allocated to the devices such as CR for control relay and CM for control memory. Their device comments can be also set as the targets of a search. For example, if you input pulse, devices which have a device comment containing pulse are displayed as the candidates. It is the same for the control memory. When you enter a part of the device comment as shown here, a list of PLC calendar information is displayed. This allows you to narrow down the target devices just by entering a part of comment without looking into the manual.